So now the second important topic from this chapter is the vice president. Now, vice president. Who is the vice president of our country? Tell me. Who is the vice president of our country? Venkaiah Naidu. We all know it, isn't it? Qualification, very very simple. Similar to the qualification required to become the president. Similar to the powers required. Similar to the qualifications required to become the president. So same, must be a citizen of India, must be 35 years and above, should not hold office of profit, and should not be a member of either house. Should not be a member of either house of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Then next one we have is term. Very very simple. The term of the president is, vice president is 5 years. And the last one, the powers. Powers, number one, vice president of our country is the ex officio chairperson of Rajya Sabha, which we have discussed while discussing about Rajya Sabha. The chairman of Rajya Sabha is the vice president. So by default, whoever becomes the vice president will be the chairperson of Rajya Sabha. Now powers. It is not that the powers are similar to the powers given to the president. It's not that. In the absence of the president of our country, he can look after the house. He can work in the president office in the absence of the president. Vice president of our country is elected by the member of parliament, both house of the parliament, only the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So legislative assemblies or states are not at all involved in it, and the vice president cannot be removed through a process called impeachment. They are removed by both the houses in a very simple resolution. Nothing called the impeachment in the case of the vice president. Now, he is the ex office chairperson of Rajya Sabha, number one. That is the most important powers and functions of the vice president of our country. In the absence of the president, if the president is unable to do his duties, he is sick or is unable to do his duties, in that case, he will look after the office of the president and will be known as an acting president. He cannot be a president, but he can do the work of the president, acting president. So, if there is a vacant, if the seats remain vacant due to the death of the president or due to the impeachment of the president, so until the new president, till the new president is elected, vice president will look after the office of the president. Once the new president is elected, then he will do the work of the vice president. So after the death or after the removal of the president, within 6 months, a new president is to be elected. And then, so these are certain conditions where president, vice president looks after the office of the president. So there should not be a confusion, my dear, that after the death of the president, the vice president becomes the president. No, it is not so. New president will elect in a very similar manner in a parliamentary procedure has to be followed. Now, if the vice president wants to become the president, then definitely first of all he has to resign from the post of vice president, and then he need to contest the election of the vice president.